Hello and welcome to a very special episode of Between the Covers. I think it's Between the Covers. Starting off by saying Happy World Poetry Day. I hope everyone is well. What does poetry mean to you? Who are your favourite poets? Are you a poet? Why do you love poetry as a form of expression? So I'm going to introduce myself if you don't know who I am. My name is Daniela Bleckner. I am an author, book journey mentor. My company is called Conscious Dreams Publishing. We work with authors from all over the world to help them to get their powerful messages and stories and poems out there so they can educate, inspire, entertain and empower for generations to come. The bookshelf behind me here are just some of the 200, or was it 300? I think it's 250 plus books that we've published over the last 6 to 7 years. I'm absolutely passionate about creating a platform for unseen, unheard voices so they can have their stories heard and voices shared so they can educate, inspire for generations to come. Now let me turn off this music. As you're coming into the broadcast, please do say hello, share this with your friends and followers if you find this of worth and value. How can you not? Usually on this show is about here we go. This show is really about offering a platform for authors, whether they've been published through Conscious Dreams Published, or maybe they've self-published, or maybe they were traditionally published, for them really to give you an insight into their journey behind writing and publishing a book. I also interview experts in the publishing industry as well to give you an insight into that whole process behind actually, it's not just about writing a book and publishing and getting it out. It's about the whole process. And believe me, that my authors who are on now, it is all the journey. But we're not doing that today. This is a special one-off. I'm going to be sharing some poems and it's, again, very interactive. So if you have any questions or if you want to share, go ahead. I will highlight your comments. But I have some amazing guests today who I will reveal in time. And some other Conscious Dreams authors might just pop in. So we're going to see who's going to come along. So poetry was something that is very dear to my heart. From age 4, I loved writing. I always wrote poetry. My mum even used to submit some of my poems, like the cat sat on the mat poems, to various competitions. I never heard back, but I'm sure it was stiff competition. And then in my teens, writing was a real way of just providing myself with a safe space to process emotions and process thoughts. I found it very difficult to express myself verbally, but writing was a way that I could really connect with who I really was, who I truly was, and it's how I really found my voice. So between the ages of 17 and 19, I went through a very difficult time. I call it like kind of the not lost years, but dark years of my life. But those years were years that I really got to discover who I was and really got to connect with my writing. I used to write so much. So I've got stacks and stacks of poetry, to the point where when I got to my sort of early 20s, I started rapping and performing poetry in clubs. It was something I absolutely adored doing. In my late 20s, I went to film school, and my first film was called Here We Are, which follows 2 young girls with afro hair. And it's all about exploring different hairstyles, and it is written in verse. So poetry follows me everywhere. And in fact, my latest book, 9 Days of Piper Snow, which centers around a young girl called Samara and a friendship she forms with this pigeon after she loses her dad, is actually written in verse as well. So I'm going to share a few poems with you today. Who's ready for some poems? Let me know. Say hello if you're watching, and let me know if you're ready for some poems and you're ready to hear. And also in the chat box, let me know where you're watching from and what it is that you like about poetry. I'm assuming you like poetry, because we're celebrating poetry today. And maybe who is your favorite poem? You're ready to be wowed. Okay, lovely. No pressure. Okay, excellent. I'm going to start with The Child Within, actually, one of my longer poems. This is something I wrote in October last year. it's about really the need for us to nurture ourselves, but also looking at children who feel misunderstood. I was one of those children. Often felt misunderstood, and just needed that safe space, really. And it's about how you can heal that inner child and actually be that parent to yourself. I think the poem will better explain it. Okay. It's called The Child Within. I'm only a child. All I need is your time. Can you sit down and listen to me for a while? I've so much to say, but don't know how to express. I just need your attention. Can I decompress? I'm only a child. All I need is your time. Can you sit down and listen to me for a while? I'm trying to gather my thoughts so I can be heard. I need your support. Can I fly free like a bird? I'm only a child. All I need is your time. Can you sit down and listen to me for a while? I have all of these feelings that need to be witnessed. I need your safe presence. Can you sit and see this? I'm only a child. All I need is your time. Can you sit down and listen to me for a while? A lot has gone on. Today has been tough. I need help to process. Am I even enough? Now I'm an adult. All I need is my time. Can I sit down and listen to me for a while? I'll treat myself with kindness and love and switch off my phone. Surround myself in the comfort in the sanctuary of my home. Now I'm an adult. All I need is my time. Can I sit down and listen to me for a while? Blaze through addiction and self-sabotage, masking my pain, pretending I'm fine when my heart's just been slain. But now I'm an adult. All I need is my time. Can I sit down and listen to me for a while? I congratulate you on coming this far. Against all the odds, you're raising the bar. I speak to myself, I speak into myself daily in case I forget. Self-correct my own put downs. I have an example to set. Now I'm an adult. All I need is my time. Can I sit down and listen to me for a while? The Child Within. So I've not actually read that out loud. I wrote that in October last year, and I just posted it on Facebook, and I hadn't even typed it up until now. Thank you so much. And really, I think the message behind that is that we can learn. Sometimes we feel there's a lot online about, you know, healing your inner child, and your inner child needs to be, you know, exercised or whatever. But I think there's a lot we can learn from our inner child. And if we can be that loving space for ourselves, maybe the things that we feel like, you know, we didn't get as a child, whether it is, you know, at home or through school, then, you know, there is a point in our life where we have to acknowledge that, but say, how can I be these things to myself? And that's really what the poem was about. Okay, oh lovely. Okay, we've got Jason Harris on, another one of our poets. We've got Alison. Let me know if you're going to come into the StreamYard and also to perform. Leah says all ages can relate. Exactly. You know, this is for adults and children. Jay Benlow says she started writing poetry as a young teen. Lovely, beautiful. Oh, thank you so much for these lovely comments. Passing through, well said. Thank you. Touching and relatable. Absolutely correct. We need to go back to our roots to get healing. Thank you, Mindset Mary. It's, yeah, something I feel very passionate about, because aside from also being a book journey mentor, I'm also, you know, I work with children. I see it every day. I see the children whose needs aren't met. I have an extra special heart for those children, and those children who are misunderstood as well. Because I think, you know, how the people they interact with when you're young, and you don't realize as an adult, you have such a huge responsibility. You play such a huge part in shaping young people's minds. So yeah, I just wanted to share that with you. I have another one I'd like to share called Imagination Revival. And this actually was written a long time ago, 2007. And it was going to be at the beginning of my children's fantasy novel, which is all about, you know, visualizing our dreams and be able to empower ourselves through It's about this young girl who has a special gift of writing, of drawing, sorry, of drawing. And she realizes, without giving anything away, that she can create things in her life when she draws. So it's about, you know, holding on to those gifts and talents, but also about allowing kids to dream. Because in the story, she loses her dreams because of something that's happened. So it's about her retrieving her dreams and retrieving her passion for life. Okay, imagination revival. Imagination shifted to social observations, reflecting the world and its trials and tribulations. Slipped away has the belief in magical lands, gone are the worlds, fairies and stories by hands. As we grow up, sadly we tend to find fewer places to escape to, life becomes a grind. Bring back the days where animals rule the kingdom and children triumph, where obstacles are challenges and falls are just bumps. Innocence lost, replaced by the stresses and strains of life, squashed by the system, twisted obstacles rife. As a youngster, I was Houdini, the great escape master, expert at channeling my mind to wonderful worlds, escape disaster. No control over reality, but these worlds were mine, existed in lands without space or time. It could be said, when I was in bed, I travelled the 7 seas, had tea with a beaver and danced with the trees, danced with the bees. Played cards with the people who lived in the trees, flew orange skies, talked unicorn at ease. Nothing could hurt me, life was a breeze. What could be better than worlds such as these? Fought gargantuan giants with super strength power, saved the prince from the prickly perilous tower. Climbed beanstalks that led to the land of Mount Flower, where an hour was a minute and a minute was an hour. Innocence lost, minds blocked, squashed by the system, kicking doors that are locked. Let's not forget the magic of our imagination. Override negativity, live out our self-made creations. Let's not let our kids grow up too fast. Teach them stories and dreams, ones that will last. Teach them the power of their own imagining. Build words to practice being heroes in, not zeros in, their own minds, their own hearts. And if we make our dreams with the belief to achieve, is there really such a thing as make believe? Thank you. That's the first time I've actually read that poem out as well, because again, this is something I wrote, and it's it's in my book. I've taken it out of the book now, but it was like the inspiration behind writing my book is I feel that, even though I grew up in the 80s, and even though those times weren't easy, I genuinely feel that our young people just have much bigger, a different kind of stress, like the peer pressure, the social media, the trying to grow up too fast, and being exposed to so many things. And it's something that I see in it. I find it quite worrying. The mental health has gone up, the lack of resources now for our young people. So this was really just wanting to get back to the roots of, like, I remember myself as a kid, without going in, we used to play out, but there was just so much creativity. We didn't really watch TV at home. We didn't really have a TV. We weren't allowed to watch most of what was on it anyway. And it was back in the days where we had like channels 1 to 4. I don't think we even had 4 at that time. No, 1 to 4, and there wasn't a 5. That was it. But I spent most of my time outside in the park, or I'd create things, or I would find bits of like old clips and scraps and arts and crafts. I'll make something out of anything, and it's how my mind just got more and more creative, because you use what's around you. And books, going into libraries, for me, going into the library was like, as a kid in the candy shop, leave me there, I'll be there all day, because there was so much to discover, so much to explore, so much to imagine. And that's how I remember my childhood being. So I just want, I really wish that for our children as well, just to never lose that sense of creativity or imagination. So yeah, thank you. Charlotte says, I agree. I feel like as kids we have permission to be bored. In that boredom, that's when the creativity set in. Exactly. I used to write short stories, plays and songs. Exactly. I used to love, if you see pictures of me growing up, especially when I was really young, you just see, I was lucky, I had a garden. You would just see me in the garden digging, Don't ask me what I was digging for. I think it was insects, and I used to put them all in a tub. But anyway, I enjoyed that. But I used to do things like, make lots of potions, or I'd put lots of flowers in some water and see what would happen, or if I could make perfume. And these are the things that consumed my days, because we didn't have any of the other, we didn't know about any of those other things. And I think that's really precious. Mindset Mary says, love the library, spent hours in there. Yes, Peter, give me a fire emoji if you are part of the library crew. Fire emoji for a library crew, please. Catherine says, I always stuck up trees. Me too. I was always up. I love climbing trees. It was one of my favorite things to do. Oh, love it. Okay, great. Let me know if you're an 80s or 70s or 80s baby here as well. Okay, this is the last one before I bring on some authors. Who am I going to choose? Okay, this one's called Under the Bridge. For those of you who maybe don't know me, I have a pigeon. I didn't always have a pigeon. Back in March, I moved house, and in May, this pigeon literally just rocks up. How this happened was my dad passed away in 2020. I finally the last thing I unpacked was my dad's box. I put my dad's photo on the windowsill, went downstairs. 10 minutes later, pigeon was there, and he's still there. He's on my windowsill now. This is 10 months ago. He's been every single day apart from 3 days. So I've just let him move in. I've just built him a house, and that's it. And it really got me thinking about, not only did it inspire me to write my children's book, but it really got me thinking about pigeons and how we perceive pigeons. And sometimes our perceptions can be, discriminatory or rooted in what we think as opposed to what's actually true. Because I've done a lot of research about pigeons. They're extremely intelligent. They can recognize individual letters and numbers, and they can recognize you even if you change your clothes. So I'm screwed with Piper, because no matter what I wear, what disguise or wigs I put on, he knows it's me. So and when I leave the house, he'll jump on the roof on the chimney and watch me as I leave. Like, I don't know, he's got some inbuilt something. And no matter where a pigeon goes or flies to, it's got an inbuilt sat nav, so it will always find his way back home. They're brilliant. So anyway, I got this. I was inspired by. I imagined like an old person. I was thinking about homeless people. My mind kind of started thinking about a homeless person under the bridge. And I thought, who's the keeper of this person? Who genuinely cares about this person? Who's protecting them? And then I saw a meme, and it was an old man. I really feel quite emotional, actually. I'll show it if I can find it. Yeah, I'll show it if I can find it. And it was this man in a bed. He'd obviously been in hospital, and all these pigeons were on his cover, on his quilt, and it said, "You hadn't been to the park for a while. We thought we'd check in on you." I was like, "Oh, I feel really emotional thinking about it," and it just made me think, this man is a lonely old man. His old parent, his family haven't come to see him, but who does he see the most? These pigeons, and these pigeons are so loyal. Like, they're very loyal creatures. And yeah, it really touched me. So it inspired me to write this poem. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to see if I can present. Okay. Fingers crossed. I've started, so I'll finish. Where that's come from. It was on a PowerPoint. Bear with me. I haven't saved it, that's why. Okay, are we ready to hear Under the Bridge? Okay, brilliant. Let's hope I can get it going. If not, I'll just read it normally. I'm just being extra. Okay, here we go. Let me know if you can see the PowerPoint so you can read along with me. Okay, here we go. All right, can we all see the slide? This is a new thing I'm doing. I've not done this before. This is very exciting. Okay, under the bridge. Under the bridge is where I reside. The old man does too. Like a guardian, I perch on the ledge. I am one of the few. Our role is to watch, to keep account of the comings and goings below. Spare some change, I'm hungry and cold, but they walk with their heads down low. I watch, I observe, powerless I feel, witnessing dismissal and judgment. My head cocked to the side, I wish I could help, the things I would change if I were in government. Although I'm only a bird under the bridge, I pray to my God every day to keep him safe from harm and on the right path. I bless the space where his head does lay. I cast protection rings around his aura. I coo the vibration of peace. I dispel the sadness around his soul. I pray that love on the streets will increase. Thank you. So that is Under the Bridge. And it's about this idea of, imagining pigeons. Sometimes I feel probably the most hated or most misunderstood creature, actually being the protectors of the world, because they see everything on the streets, don't they? So are we ready? I felt really good to read those poems. I've not performed poems for ages. Do you think I should start doing more poetry? I think I might do. Definitely. I've enjoyed that. Thank you everybody for listening to my poems. I'm going to bring in one of our authors. Who should I bring in? Let's bring in Leah. Leah. Hey Leah, how are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Lovely to have you. Leah has been with us since 2020. 2020 over lockdown. Published 3 books with us now, including an audio book. I'm going to let you go ahead and introduce yourself. Shall I take myself out so that you
No, it's okay. You can hang out.
Okay, I'll hang out. Go on.
Because I definitely want to. I'm all for helping you write more poems, because that's kind of what I do. I'm an English teacher, and I teach secondary school English, and have been, like you, Danny, writing poetry since I was a teenager, as a mental health exercise, as therapy. And I have run workshops, loads of workshops for both adults and teenagers about writing for well-being. And so it's a really big kind of bugbear of mine that people only write or even read for something they have to nowadays. And I think it's really important that we write just for fun. We write for pleasure. We write for our health. So, as you know, I met you through a fellow teacher. So there's all that going on. Educators have a habit of pushing that forward, of doing that thing. I do it for my own mental health. I set aside a kind of a private time that is my once a week writing time, which is why I've managed to get 3 books out to you so far, and working on number 4. But, I love sharing it with people so that maybe they feel a little bit less alone. The biggest compliment anyone can give me is when they hear a poem of mine or read a poem of mine, that they feel that, they see that, that, it resonates with them. It's like, I've been there, because I try to make it really personal, but try to make it as universal as possible, because we all isolate ourselves, as you say, we've been, since the pandemic and all of that, we've kind of cut ourselves off and feel like we have to, and just head down, keep going. And it's nice to know that someone else has been in the place that we are.
Yeah, I love that.
So I've got some stuff to share with you today.
Go ahead. Let's do it.
Okay. So some of it, these are all from my most recent book with you, called Coffee and Paper Cuts, which I...
Oh, no, Leah, hold on. I've got the picture. Hold on. So I'm getting... Okay, because she can hold up the book as well. Because I've just figured out how to put a picture up. But so there you go. You can see it.
Coffee and Paper Cuts is from my most recent book, which came out in 2022, right around my birthday. So And these are the other two. I won't be reading from these today, but this is Chasing Apollo.
Oh, I'll talk about that as well.
Yep. So Chasing Apollo is one, like the one I'm writing now, is called travel writing. It's a kind of travel poetry, where as you read the poems in the book and as you read the descriptive prose, you should feel like you're on my trip with me. So Chasing Apollo was written after a week in Rome. And the one I'm working on now, called Keeping Promises, is about a trip that I took in 2022, summer of 2022. And so it's all kind of rolling on. My projects are about those experiences for variety collections and also the travel experiences like Chasing Apollo from Rome. And Danny talked about my first book with her, which was Between Hindsight and Foresight. And as she said, all of these are available through Danny's bookshop and Amazon and all those fun stuff. I'm going to read for you from the most recent one. This one is called Pouring After Midnight. I thought that was appropriate given that I'm sharing some wine whilst I enjoy poetry with you. So
I'm going to come out so that you've got the screen to yourself, because I think you need to have the screen. There you go.
See you in a bit. So, Pouring After Midnight. I know that it's late, that I should sleep, yet still the gates too open to keep worries that fate has planted deep. Dreams, bring them to mind, stars witness my strain. In darkness I find an ease to the pain. I pour out the wine, listen to the rain. After midnight struck, long before new day, I become unstuck. Time has lost its sway. I just need some luck and get back on my way. Okay, so that one was written, about that kind of moment late at night where you're trying to let go of the old day and prepare for the next one, and trying to, be in the moment and present and just kind of disappear into the rain. I love listening to the rain. I love looking out in the rain while I'm nice and dry, hearing it on the tent roof or having a cup of wine, that kind of thing. So that was the first poem I wanted to share with you from Coffee and Paper Cuts, kind of set the mode of how we're enjoying our poetry today. The second poem I wanted to share with you today is dedicated to a very dear friend of mine who may or may not be listening tonight. And it's in effort and support of people who are done being taken advantage of, done being told that it's okay to treat people this way. And I don't think we should. I think we should stand up for ourselves. I think we should, decide who gets the right to be in our lives. And I do love a challenge sometime. So I do try to write in forums when I have a particularly important idea to get through. So this one is called Your Exit. If you cannot support me, my dear, through all the bad as well as the good, this is your exit right over here. If you look only to unload fear, I might suffer what you never could. If you cannot support me, my dear, loyalty to my trust must be clear. Telling others what you never should, this is your exit right over here. There are those who will dry all my tears. I can be loved, held, and understood if you cannot support me, my dear. If you want to rage as I disappear, since I will not stand one more falsehood, this is your exit right over here. I choose better friends to draw me near. Your loss and regret will be withstood. If you cannot support me, my dear, this is your exit right over here. So.
Yay! I'm trying to enter at this point. I love that. So you got some great comments there. I mean, I love the title and I love the way that you read that. Agreeing with Mariah. Mindset Mary saying this is your exit right over here. Boy.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of people demanding what they deserve, of what they earn.
Yeah, and two-way.
And standing up for themselves, you know.
I like that.
Just,
if anybody needs that poem, that's Coffee and Paper Cups. Memorize it, say it to the person you need to say it to. Mindset Mary says, this is already speaking to me. Your other poem, Mindset Mary says, you drew me in, I was there. Fantastic. These are great comments.
Yay. Right. Thank you.
There's some claps here going on from Jason, a fellow poet. Oh God, I think it's going too fast. Maria says, commanding what you want. Another lovely piece of prose. Thank you, Chris. Naya says, oh, I caught you. Joanna says, enjoyed your poetry, Leah. I have 2 of your books. Yes. Okay. Come out again, and then you've got one final poem, haven't you?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. Bye.
So thank you, everybody who's been listening, and all for your wonderful, lovely comments. The last poem I want to share with you today is kind of appropriate in the change of seasons. And it was written during one of those heat waves that we were having in the last few summers. And I actually ended up writing 2 poems with the same title and realized it later. And so when I was going to decide which one to put in the book, I decided, actually, no, I'm not going to choose between. I'm going to just meld them. So this one is called When. When the heat finally breaks, when the rains come, that sapped strength returns, but only some. When you get that first smile, when you feel you're seen, that lost soul, heart wonders where you've been. When the music makes you pulse, when life rushes through, the joy can return. It's all up to you. When the heat finally broke and the rains finally came, my heart trembling spoke, my soul cautiously tame. A breath was all it took between heat and the first drop. So casually shoulders shook. Now rain may never stop. So if you're looking for my stuff, you know Danny's put in the Conscious Stream bookshop. You can get them on Amazon, but also I'm all over social. I put out writing prompts and videos on my YouTube to help other people write and to explain the backstories to all my poems. So if you're looking for any of my stuff, what you need for Twitter, Insta, and YouTube is Leah the Dreamer. My social tag is on Leah the Dreamer, and I'm on Linktree with some past performances and such. So thank you for listening, and enjoy National Poetry Day. I certainly will. I love it, and I can't wait.
Oh, thank you, Leah. That was amazing. 3 phenomenal poems. I could sit and listen to your poems all day. I mean, you've got 3 books, another one coming. So if you want, again, any of Leah's books or any of the author's books, Conscious Streams Publishing, Conscious Streams Bookshop, also available at all good retailers. If you want to get in contact with Leah, it's very easy. Leah the Dreamer on all social media platforms. Connect with Leah there. Thank you so much, Leah. Everyone's saying thank you. Really appreciate it. It's been beautiful. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Oh, hold on. I'm adding people. I'm removing people. What am I doing? So I've got Jason is here backstage. Let me know, Jason, if you wanted to join us later. I'm not sure how many people I can have backstage, but if you wanted to join, and Faye as well, and Joanna, I can see. Just let me know. Drop me a comment. Okay, we're getting lots of comments coming up and down. Oh, okay. I am going to bring on a new author. So she's working with us currently. We've only been working together for about a month. Her name is Michelle, friends of fellow author Joanna Brown. And she told me that she had been writing poetry for a while, and she's always dreamt of publishing a book, but had never done it. And she had a collection of poems after, I mean, her story is phenomenal. Her experience is phenomenal. And we're at the very, very beginning stages of putting her book together. So this is the very first time that I think she's gone live and performed her poems. So please, can we give her a huge welcome as I bring her into the broadcast? I can see her backstage going, oh, you're fine. Come on. Hello there.
Hi, Daniela. Hi, everybody. Yeah, this is the very first time. I'm nervous as hell, but I'm taking a brave step to publish these poems. I have been writing relatively recently, so I'm just putting the work out there. So it's been a sort of process for me, was just to a sort of maybe a cathartic process, but never really dreamt of doing anything. I think it's my kids that sort of encouraged me to sort of share with the world. So here I am. So the first poem I'm going to read.
Before you read, can I just say, to just prep you up, you have got so much support coming on. Is this your crew? You've got Marie Bartlett is giving the fire. So you've got someone else saying, yes, Michelle. Joanna somewhere here was saying, yes, Michelle, come on. Yay, Mark, your daughter's on here. You got claps, Guan, Cuzzy. We got you. Okay, brilliant. You got some lovely support there. Faye, if you want to come on, there's a StreamYard link that I emailed. So yeah, just let me know if you've got that and pop in. Wow. Okay, I'll be quiet now. Let me come out and I'll let you take over.
To say something. We are thinking about what we're saying, and sometimes we don't think about what we're saying, and we're trying to deliver a message, and we're hoping that it's been received the way we are saying it. So for some reason I decided I was going to write this poem called The Conversation. It starts with a conversation, a truthful, honest conversation. The utterance of those first words sets the tone of what is to follow. Conjure in the mind the semblance of an aura, capable of conveying the right message to the receiver. Again, I say it starts with a conversation, a visual presentation. The eyes, the facial lines have now connected in ways so unexpected. A lot is said, maybe too much. It may be at cross purposes with the conversation. It starts with a conversation. Your body speaks before you breathe. Your breath carries a word. It said so much it offended the receiver. Unintentionally, the message is now lost. It starts with a conversation with you. Have you set the tone with yourself and looked at the conversation in the mirror? Is it what you intended? Make sure you come correct. Is it what you want it to look like and what you expected? The conversation has now begun. The delivery is what you planned. The message you have now sent has somehow gone off plan. The spoken word does not correspond with your intention. The mind is now racing to catch up, not foreseeing the obvious prediction that when you speak without carefully analyzing or considering your own position, your message, however good it was intended, can be lost by the method of its transportation.
Yay! Love that. That's great. How do you feel?
Well, relieved I got one out of the way.
Yeah, you read that very naturally. You've got a lot of here we go. Oh, sorry, somebody. I've missed it now. There you go. Ali Pally. Oh, I've lost your comment. Where is it? Well, Alison says, sorry, the comments are going so fast, it's not letting me. Yeah, Ali Pally says, well done, Michelle. You made the first step. Awesome. And that is the point. You've made that first step. And, you know, once you do it once, it gets easier and easier and better. And you really didn't seem nervous at all. I know, probably feel it inside. But I love the message of the poem. What I got from that was that it's about communication. How you deliver a message, you know, can be the difference between a success or, you know, real failure. So what inspired you to write that?
One stage, I was trying to self-analyze myself, basically, and I went through a process of wanting to know how people perceived me when I said something, yeah. doesn't matter what it was. And I sort of asked about 5 people. I said, you know, what do you think of me? And what came back, I said, no matter what you say, I don't want the good. I want to know the real view of me. And I won't take offense, because it's about me self-analyzing myself and how I've been received. So I wrote this because I realized that sometimes when I said things, it wasn't received the way I thought it was going to be received. So yeah, it was a sort of self-reflective thing to be able to say, look at myself. Oh, you're not actually saying what you're, you know, looking what you're saying, you know. So yeah, so that's why I came up with that one.
I love that. Thank you. The power of conversation and how you communicate. Lovely jubbly Michelle. Wonderfully read and beautifully written. Communication is key, and we can get lost in translation, keeping it real. That's so true. Go, girlfriend. Powerful. Broken the ice. So proud of you. It starts with a conversation. Lots of lovely comments there. Amazing. I love this, says Miel. Beautiful. All right. Would you like to do another one?
Yeah, I've got a couple here. Yeah, this one's called The Canvas. I wrote this one. I do like to draw and paint when I get the time. And I don't know, it was a case of, how can I put it, putting down what I thought in canvas. For some reason, it came to me in the middle of the night to write this this prose. So so I hope you like it. Yeah. My sight fails in more ways than one. It fails to see the blank canvas. Beneath the vibrant colours hide the smudges of indiscretions, the fingerprints of truth and the DNA of blood, sweat and tears that has been concealed by the canvas over many years. Now a new year and a new day choice is given. What do I choose to believe and see? It's ultimately my decision. It's entirely up to me. So I paint a picture of encouragement, self-revealing, self-evident in self-belief. I question, does the canvas really capture me? At dawn, I breathe fresh, clean air in, and my sight connects to see patterns unfolding. As thoughts race through my mind, I close my eyes and embrace the sun with a smile. The senses of my body wakes, then tickles my abilities. A light breeze calmly whispers to thee, saying, I am the great I am. Be still and listen to me. I have given you a new beginning, a brief for a new painting. Trust your instincts, your intuition, and your spiritual capabilities. Your sight has now fully returned. By grace, you have been reborn with new vision. And you are not what you've been, nor what you have previously learnt. So stay true to yourself, be good to yourself, stick to my brief and paint your canvas with strong convictions. Let me be your eyes for you. I will take your hand and guide you. Trust in me, and you will be forgiven for all the canvas had kept hidden. All the smudges of indiscretions will no longer be a binding authority, because with me there will always be many new beginnings, a new day, a new way to express my will and my perfect vision.
Oh, that was fantastic. I love that. Janet, can I bring you on? Because I can see you, like, Janet was one of our authors backstage and I could just see her nodding all throughout. So can we hear from Janet? Can I bring you on? Okay, come on. Janet, hello, Janet.
Good evening, good evening. Thanks for having me.
No problem. Lovely to meet you.
Oh, thank you.
I think it's the first time we've actually met. Janet's published a book with us last year, but we've not actually met on Zoom even. So lovely to meet you. But yeah, I just saw you sort of nodding throughout that, and obviously I know you're the themes of your book as well. So
Yeah.
what were you thinking when you heard that?
Oh, I could really resonate with that. Just that the whole thing of just, you know, knowing that there's a higher power that's got you. When you think you just can't, he can. When you think you've come to the end, you haven't. When you think it's all over, it's not. It's a new beginning. I loved it. I loved that. That was lovely.
Thank
yeah,
you.
really resonated with me. That did.
Thank you very much.
Brilliant. Yeah. Thank you so much, Janet. I'm looking forward to hearing your poetry in a bit as well. So I'm going to take you out. Thank you. I think we need to do this more often. Last time I got all the poets together was over lockdown. We did a Pass the Mic event and everybody got together and shared their poem. But I think it's really important for poets to come together and have a platform to share their work and to hear from each other and express. I think that might be my favourite actually of your poems, Michelle, so far that I've read and heard. Shall we hear one more?
Yeah.
Okay, brilliant. Oh, hold on, we've got some comments. Brilliant, well done. I love this one. This is Life as Art Show. Sorry. Spiritual strength supporting you. There's some beautiful people on today. Yeah. Amazing poem. Yes, more of these, please. Okay, great. One more.
Okay, I'm torn between which one I'm going to read, actually. I'm going to read this one. It's called Nature is Perfectly Imperfect. Nature is perfectly imperfect. Imperfections which are there for a reason, to shape, to hold, to be remold, to create a reaction, to start a conversation. Thus reasoning the hows and the whys, fostering a healthy appreciation, respecting the differences, alliances and boundaries, the symbiotic truth that exists, which challenge the physical and the moral compass of the human mind, is beautiful to see, an awesome body of vibrant energy. A conscious being with endless intricate networks of discovery and possibilities. I am perfectly imperfect, a form unique to me alone, being at one with my soul, accepting the perplexing, however things come about, appreciating the uniqueness of what the world has to offer. A deep breath I take in. I close my eyes to relive the pictures of blessings I see each morning. Every day I pray to see again the universal wonders display to all men and women. I gasp in amazement and cry tears of joy that God's creations are so perfectly imperfect. We're so blessed and able to enjoy. I am humbled at the thought that God still loves me, knowing I'm so perfectly imperfect.
Whoop, whoop. I love that. That was fantastic. Okay. And that's actually the name of your book, isn't it?
Yeah.
Brilliant. Can you tell us a little bit about what inspired you to write Perfectly Imperfect, and why is that the title of your book?
What inspired me to write it? I just felt, I think for many years, that I was never perfect, and nobody is. But I do believe in my own soul that I have a good heart, and whatever I do in life, I do with a good heart and open hands. So I don't want anybody to beat themselves up thinking that they need to attain perfection, because God loves us whatever way we come. So I wrote this one to say that, look, you're loved. With all your imperfections, you're still loved.
Thank you. Oh, that's so lovely. Thank you. I could listen to you all day. You've got such a soothing voice as well. Hasn't she got a lovely voice? Joanna here saying, I remember the last event. I think it says, I haven't shared since. Michelle, your work is great. Well, Joanna, if you want to share, you feel free to pop on. We're all, you know, perfectly imperfect, just expressing over the internet. So you're very welcome to come in. Faye, if you don't mind just sending Joanna a WhatsApp to the of the StreamYard, that would be amazing. And it's completely up to you, no pressure. Oh, your daughter is saying, wow, wow, wow. I gasp in amazement at my mother. She's perfect to me.
Oh, thank you.
That's
I love my children. They are my biggest cheerleaders and my biggest inspiration. You know, I don't think I could ever done this without them. They just cheer me on to be a better me. I love every one of them. This is beautiful.
Oh, that's so beautiful to hear. You're perfect to them. OG says, wonderful. I can't wait for the book. Is that another one of your daughters?
Yes, it is.
Oh, wow. Hey. It's me. Ayana Marie says, I need to hear that again. Bring on an audiobook. Is that another one of your daughters?
Yes, that's it.
No, how many do you have?
I have 2 daughters and 1 son.
Oh, okay. Oh, sorry, but it's twice. Okay, great. Catherine says, louder for those at the back. That speaks volumes. Thank you so much, Catherine. Okay. Mindset Mary says, imperfectly imperfect is such a testimony of how we feel our self-worth. With our self-worth, this is liberating. Do you think we should organise a poetry event? I'm not going to be able to do it for April for National Poetry Month, but do you think we should do a Conscious Streams poetry event and then have like an open mic?
Yeah.
And anyone can just get on. I think maybe we need to do that because we can have an evening of this, I think. But Michelle, thank you so much. I'm really looking forward to working more with you. We're just working on the cover at the moment and the concept, which is exciting.
Yeah.
And editing, going through the editing process, and hopefully it will be out in a few months. We haven't got a date set yet, but yeah, really looking forward to your journey. And
I'm looking forward to working with you. Without you, it would never come to light. And just like, it's been a spiritual journey with you as well, because I just could believe we just connected just at a birthday party with Joanna. I think yeah.
You're saying you'd ask, can I have, you know, I need a publisher for my book. And I you know, Joanna's obviously one of our authors. So her son wrote some beautiful poetry. She compiled Alexander Paul's poetry, Climbing Clouds, Catching Comets, a beautiful book. And you know, we'd gone to her house for her birthday, and I hadn't gone there with my work head. I just came to have some food and just catch up. I wasn't even going to stay long. Just about to go, and we got talking. And I don't even know how we got into that conversation. You said that you wrote poetry and you wanted to publish a book. Okay, and you know, now we're working together. There wasn't even that was in January, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's it.
All happened.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to its release.
Yes, me too. Well done. You've done amazing. Now I can go backstage, take a breath, and enjoy the rest of the show.
Thank you.
Take care.
Take care.
Bye. Okay, who's next? Was Alison in next? I think it was Alison. Was it Alison? And then Janet. Okay, Alison, you ready? Oh, sorry, obviously I can't hear you. Hello, Alison.
How are you? Oh my God, I don't know who's more nervous, me or Michelle.
You're fine. All right, let me introduce Alison. So Alison, oh God, we've had a long journey, haven't we, Alison?
Yeah.
Alison and I met 2020. You did the Power of Your Story workshop with us online, and you originally had a book, more of a memoir that you wanted to publish. You know, we've gone back and forth, worked on it a little bit, went away, came back, and then you recently came back saying, right, no, it's poetry. So we've had like a 4-year journey, haven't we? Like now Alison is finally on board. So we started around the same, just a little bit after Michelle, and we're in the editing process of your book now. And I'm really excited for your journey and so glad that you took that leap. So you're ready?
I am.
Hooray!
I think.
You want to introduce yourself to the audience and tell people?
Yeah. Hi everyone. My name's Alison, and I love writing. writing is my greatest pastime. Like if I'm feeling bored or fed up, or I just need time to think, I go to pen and paper or I type away. The trouble is that when I do that, I get carried away. So one poem starts going on like a book. But it just trails on. But it's my getaway. I do love writing poetry, and I write from the heart. And sometimes I look back on things and I think, did I actually write that? And I just say this has to be downloaded from heaven, because I just don't know where the words come from. Sometimes I'll be writing something and I'll have to Google the word to see if it makes sense, because I'm thinking, where did that word come from? And when I Google it, it's like, it actually fits. It makes sense. So to me, it's just not me. It's just something else. I think it's just a gift from heaven that allows me to write the way that I do. And I just felt that it was time to prompting of friends and family to keep on digging at me to write a book, which is why I contacted Danny, and we're on our book journey at last. So it's really good. So I have got a poem here that I wrote recently, as I'm just sunning myself here in Trinidad.
Trinidad, all right for some, isn't it?
So I've had plenty of time to be like relaxing and writing and stuff. So
lovely. I'm going to come out.
This is just called The Seed. I'll try to pick one that's not too long. As tiny as I am, I know I am destined for greatness. As fragile as I became, when the storms of life fell like thunderous rain, I smiled knowing that although I felt pain, the one who really loves me still reigns. Surrounded by darkness, the sounds of creeping insects all around, no shades of grey, no sun's golden ray, yet occasional droplets hit my frame. Hydrated, I stretched and broke free, soil falling into the cracks which tried to cripple me, unbeknowingly helping me grow. What did you think you sowed? Anger, bitterness, weakness? Where there was no light, God gave me insight and strength to push, strength to shape. Me in his namesake, positioning. On the day that I broke through, dusted off the debris, continuing to rose, sun-kissed, breaking barriers, unfolding like the petals of an exquisite rose, I blossomed. And an intoxicating fragrance ascended from me, making my presence known. Yes, that tiny, insignificant seed that was sown, finally blossomed, foundation rooted, destiny unknown. Presented to a mother on a special day, a Valentine's bouquet, just to say, a token of friendship, a frame heart filled with love, either brilliant white or pastel pink, a striking red or as yellow as the sun that from the heavens glow. Is it a flower I speak of, delicate with splendor? Is it me who once was lost in darkness, not knowing what was to be? You see, I knew. He whispered in my ears, child, there's much more. Be still for a moment and listen to me tentatively. I am that I am, God of all creativity. I alone will pick you up, develop you in such a way that your beauty and frame shall one day stand tall and glorify my name. So here I am, head raised, reflecting his glow like a buttercup, stretched out in praise, for out of dirt he raised life, strength, beauty, changed my clothes. In between thorns became a flower, swaying in the invisible breeze for hours and hours, movements that imitate praise from a grateful heart. That in the darkest of days he did not depart, but constructed me to become a work of art, purpose driven, new life given, his existence proven, the one who saved me and continues to give me downloads from heaven. That's it.
Oh, we love that. That was fantastic.
Thank you.
Brilliant. Oh, it's so good. I've got to bring on Michelle here, guys. See, she's feeling it. She's feeling it. Whoa, talk to me. Oh, you're on mute.
Yeah, I feel you, girl. Yeah, definitely. Every single word as you get, it was coming through, and I thought, yeah, she's got it. She's got it.
Thank you, Michelle.
That was similar to, because I haven't read yours yet, because yours is over at the editors, and it was similar to Canvas in a way. It's almost like sort of God speaking to you and giving
I
you
felt that when I listened to Michelle.
Yeah.
I when I get to do poems like that, that is a download. It comes to me, in the middle of the night, and I just have to just write it all down and get it there. If I make the mistake of waiting for the morning, it's all
gone. No, it's got to be that time. Yeah. Definitely. Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
Oh, Catherine says actual tears over here. That was moving.
Thank you.
Oh, Mindset Mary says, come on. Yasmin says, beautiful. In between thorns becomes a flower. Wow, coming up from spirit, step out and just do it. Amazing, Alison in sunny Trinidad.
Thank
from
you.
Mindset Mary. You got lots of claps going on here. Powerful, amazing, wonderful. Thank you, Alison. Do you want to do one more?
Yeah, I've got a very short one that I wrote. This is basically a poem. I haven't seen my cousin. Me and my cousin are the bestest friends, but he lives in Seattle and I'm in London, and we never get to see each other. And the last time we saw each other was over 20 years ago. So I wrote. We decided to meet up, and I booked a ticket, and I had 10 days to wait, and it was the most excruciating 10 days ever. So in that 10 days, I wrote this poem, just a quick one. So it's entitled 10 Days. First the bus, then the train. Be it dry, windy, or a day of rain, I will pull my luggage, carry my CPAP. I don't think about the pain, walking with my cane, my back no longer in attack, but I dare not aggravate it with a rucksack. 10 days more. Then I'll open my door. I wait. In the meantime, we call, we chat, we laugh at all the things that try to put our backs against the wall. I watch the hours of the day go by. In the night, I pass time counting stars in the sky. 10 days more. Then I'll board the plane. I'll smile as I anticipate seeing him again. 19 years. It should be against the law not to take so long to cross over the shores. I've made up my mind. That wouldn't happen again. Procrastination, I shall refrain. Life's too short, but my love is long. 10 days. Smile. It will fly by. Then I'll be up with the clouds moving through the sky, feeling an exhilarating high. Sit back and sigh. Watch a movie and think to myself, 10 hours. That's it.
That's brilliant. Love that. Thank you.
You're welcome. I've got so much more poems, but they're all locked up in my phone. I'm using my phone to
talk. Are they? Well, people need to buy the book when it comes out.
Yeah, so looking forward to it. It's going to be a dream come true.
I know. I mean, I've only known you for 4 years, but for those whole 4 years, you've wanted to publish a book. So I'm just so glad that it's finally happening. I mean, I'm really excited about obviously reading the whole book in its entirety in the poetry. So I always do the last read. But I think we can make it look really nice inside the design and the cover element of it as well.
Yeah,
it's very exciting.
Yes, it's going to be very exciting indeed.
Okay, so we're hoping to release that within 90 days, not 10 days, people.
Yeah.
It'll be out within 90 days, and really looking forward to working with you more and being there with you for your book launch and seeing you with your book in your hand.
Thank you, Danny.
No problem.
Thank you, everyone.
Enjoy sunny Trinidad.
I shall.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay. Oh, next up we have Janet. How you doing, Janet?
I am good. I'm good. Thank you so much for having me.
Fabulous.
Very good.
So Janet published a book with us. How was it, last year?
Yeah, last year.
Last year. Tell us a bit about you and your book.
Okay, so I've been writing for years and years and years, and I didn't really recognize poetry as a thing for a long time. It was just something that I'd done. I found it therapeutic. I like to write. I like to storytell. So I just had all these poems just sitting there, and people always telling me that I should do a book. So in 2015, I decided, yeah, I'll do a book. And in 2023 it actually happened. So I'm telling you, I thank you so much for just being there, because had you not been there, the journey was, at times it was just so hard, because it goes against that thing of, for years, telling myself I can't, and therefore, you know, going through the process got difficult at times. But yeah, I'm so grateful when the book came through. It was an amazing feeling. And I didn't actually tell my sister and my daughter until it was time to do the book cover. So then at that point I told them, oh, what cover do you like? They're like, what for?
Oh, they didn't know.
I've been speaking about it for so long, I could not say to them again, I'm doing a book. It's like,
Yeah, I know those ones. Yeah.
So yeah, so it's just a matter of like, you, Janet, you just got to do. Don't say nothing to anybody. Just do it.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's been great. Yeah.
Have you got the book on you now to show?
I do.
Look at that, Poetic Hearts, a
Yeah.
restorative journey. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Is that? Have you got a bookmark in there? You got
I do. Yeah.
Oh, love it. Got the merch. Got the merch.
Yeah, got the merch going on. You know, got to get the merch on. Yeah, got to get the merch.
Nice.
Buy the merch.
All
Yeah,
right,
definitely.
I'm gonna jump out and let you share your poem.
Okay, lovely. So I've got a couple of short ones. So the first one's called Unknown Language. My heart began to speak a language I didn't understand. I had doubts, not only about your face, but also your hand. Are you really guiding me? And if so, why so much pain? Only to be reminded every loss has a gain. You reminded me your plans for me are good, even with a saddened heart. You reminded me I have a future and a very special hope. That's that one.
Oh, thank you. That was lovely. Can I say as well, I can see some similar themes going on with you, Michelle, Alison. I love it. And do you have these earrings, your Poetic Heart earrings as well?
Actually, do you know what? I didn't even plan that, but yes, of course, these are my Poetic Hope earrings. Of course they are. Of course they are.
I was looking, she got some earrings made to go with the book.
The earrings to match the book. Yes, of course.
Brilliant.
All planned.
We've got a couple of comments here. I know you've got some more poems. It's me, Ayana says, every loss has a gain. Lots of love there for your poem from Mariah. Marie's saying, love the cover. Oh, every loss. Oh, sorry. One. Ali Pally says, beautiful, Janet. Lovely. Thanks so much for sharing. I'm going to go away again and let you continue.
Thank you. Okay, so this one is Heart Be Still. Heart dancing to an external tune. Rhythmic creator secondary now. Anxiety, self-pity, having me dancing to their tune. But that's not who I am. Confusion, disappointment, taking my attention. Heart keeps fighting beyond apprehension. From beyond the veil, a sound of comfort. A small, still voice whispers oh so gently. Heart, be still. I am with you. Always have been and always will be. Forgiving, accepting. You're my masterpiece. Heart, now put aside false imagination. Heart, now be still and trust me again.
I want to hear more. You've got any more? One more?
I've got a book. I've got a whole book. So let me see. Okay, I've got one. Okay, yeah, I'll do this one. When? I haven't done this one for a while. When I think you've done all you can, you do that little bit more. When I feel I just can't go on, you open up that door. When I turn and walk away, you reach your hands towards me. When I say I no longer love you, you're still right there beside me. When I think it's the end, it's over, you remind me you'll never leave, nor will you forsake me. When the pain seems too much to bear, you take the wings of the morning, visit and heal me. You keep me and restore me. When I think you've done all you can, Lord Jesus, you always do that little bit more.
I've got to bring Michelle in here. Oh, you're on mute, Michelle.
Yes, I just had to laugh. Love it. Absolutely love it. It's true. It is true. It's so powerful. And it's nice to know there's fellow poets who feel exactly the same way. And that's what keeps you going each and every day. You see what I've done with that one?
Absolutely.
I think we all need to definitely connect, because there's definitely lots of synergy and similar themes here going on. I can see some bigger events and projects coming. So let's create this community. Continue to create community.
Yeah.
So thank you so much, Janet.
Thank you for having me.
Show your book again so people can see. Poetic Heart, A Restorative Journey. This is available at the Conscious Dreams bookshop as well, and also at all good retailers. Go and get it if you want to hear more of the poems.
Yep. Thank you. Bye.
Okay, I'm bringing on Faye, author of I Got You, which is not a poetry book, but it's a book with some real great pearls of wisdom, advice, talks about communication, relationships, but I know that you have got some poetry in there. So would you like to introduce yourself and share your poem, please?
Hi, Danny.
Heart theme in the background as well.
Oh, yeah, I love love. Always love love. Yeah, I've got one poem in there, is that okay for me to read that one out?
Of course, that's why you're here.
Yeah, okay, that's right. Yeah, I've got a whole book, but I'm not really like the poetry person, like to be writing poetry, and that was like, everyone was talking about a download, and that for me was a download. So I just said to myself, okay, we're talking about love, intimacy, and stuff like that in my book, so let me just write it. And that's how that my poem came about. Love is all you need. And yeah, what did you want to know? I've forgotten.
Let's hear it. Let's hear the poem.
Rabbiting on.
So tell us a bit about what your book's about first, and then we can get the context of the poem.
Okay, so my book is about, I'm offering you like words of wisdom, affirmations, exercises, reflections, giving people opportunity to ask honest questions about themselves. I've found in the past where I've had difficulties communicating and speaking up for myself in relationships, and maybe finding myself treading on eggshells, too scared to speak my truth, fear of coming across nagging or moaning, leaving me suffering in silence. And so, I think relationships left me quite confused and exhausted. So I wrote my book over a period of time, which it was only supposed to be quotes, but obviously Danny squeezed me and said to me, Faye, you can write more than quotes. So then we started our process. It was like 4 or 5 years ago, wasn't it, really? Yeah. It took me long enough.
Yeah, I pushed you hard. I see the potential, that's why.
Yeah. I loved it. I need that, though. I need that motivation and that little bit of a push just to go there, because sometimes when you feel, I guess, invisible, or maybe some people see you a certain type of way, as you know, I love dancing and I'm always out dancing, and that's my therapy in a sense. I love to give that movement, because actually it's really good to do movement to get anxiety or, you know, that kind of thing out. It's good for your body anyway, keeps you fit. So it just, I could do 4 hours of dancing, but you know, going to the gym can be hard work.
Not my bag either.
But I push myself. I don't really have to push myself to kind of go out and dance. So yeah, that comes naturally. Yeah, so born in the era of little children should be seen and not heard, and sometimes those things stay in our subconscious mind. And yeah, those difficulties of me speaking up for myself is the reason why I wrote my book. And there's about 16 chapters in there on love, supporting each other, building together, and I don't even know what's in there now. I've forgotten. there's lots of things in there.
Let me show the cover so they can see what we're dealing with. There you go.
Yay.
Beautiful cover. And Faye actually created that cover herself. We were kind of umming and ahhing for ages. What should we have at the cover? And she goes, I know. She took a photo of this statue she's got and sent it to us. I'm like, how's that going to work? Is that going to work? Let's try. And then sent it to our designer, and then they came up with, obviously you tell us what colours you wanted, and then we came up with this, and it's just beautiful. I think I can't imagine with any other cover. I think it encapsulates what your book is about perfectly.
Yeah, it really does, because we couldn't find anything. There was just nothing speaking to me at all on all of like the royalty free stuff. I was like, no, there's got to be something. So that's when I was there looking around my flat and just saying, yes, this, maybe this, trying to do little angles and stuff with my bad phone. But yeah, we got to it. It came out fantastic. I love it.
All right, let's hear one of your poems that we come out.
Okay, cool. Right, this is a poem called Love is All You Need. Love is all I need. When your heart of gold beats next to mine, you are valued by me for your loving kindness. Your heart beats rhythmically, the sound of the big bang you created within my galactic soul. The gold dust sparkles from your solar plexus into my heart chakra, bringing out the inner you from your melanin shaded being. Our bodies become one and explode from the friction as our temperature rises. Our souls are synchronized as one with the energy in motion, emotion, devotion, connection, bonded together by gravitational attraction. Breathe. Inhale loving kindness. Exhale warm appreciation. The sunshine tinted glow of our love meeting in mind, body, and soul. The color of enlightenment to the higher mind unfolds. The vibration of creating a love never ending, transforming but never ending. The visionaries of love illuminated and inspired by the compassion, courage, wisdom, and knowledge within us. The melanin magic of your body radiates and encapsulates the brilliant shining gem within your solar plexus, resonates, and by warming our minds, bodies, and souls, we are empowered, and our confidence grows to love and appreciate each other. Love is all we need. Ta-da!
Hey, lovely. Was it? I can't believe we haven't been doing this all this time. This is like
the spoken word. Yeah, I love going to spoken word in Streatham. Yeah, I love that. That I used to go to spoken word with Floetry.
Yes,
yeah,
Floetry. This was like the 90s now, definitely.
Yeah.
Oh, fantastic. You're getting a lot of love for that poem there, Marie Bartlett.
Hey, Marie. Hello, Marie.
Faye's giving you some claps. Joanna says that's beautiful. Ali Pally says, wow, awesome. That is a beautiful poem. I like that it kind of addresses the mind, body, and soul, and that whole connection, which is what your book is about, connection. Sorry, it's you, says Marie.
Yeah, Marie. Hey, darling.
Oh, thank you, poets. I just want to say it's been absolutely amazing. This was just an impromptu idea yesterday. We've been going for an hour and 20 minutes, and this is like a proper World Poetry Day special with all of our amazing poets. Can I bring you all on? Let's bring you all on. Let's see if we can all fit on. Oh.
See, Janet.
I'm backstage. All right, I'm trying to do something and it's not working, but I just want to say thank you to each and every one of you. You've been amazing. To Leah, to Alison, to Janet, to Faye, to Michelle. You're all fantastic. I can't wait to, if I'm working with you at the moment, I can't wait to release your books. If I've worked with you in the past, I've loved working with you, and I really hope that you've got more books to come out. And this has just inspired me to set up some kind of poetry event where we can all get together and share good practices, because being a poet, being an author, being somebody who kind of sits at home and gets downloads, and you can get really in your head. And it's really nice just to have a community where we can support each other, especially with the promotion of books, because it just helps, doesn't it? You know, going to each other's events and promoting and just sharing our message of, you know, today it's been about love, healing, spiritual growth, and connection, I feel, sprinkled with a little bit of you know, ensuring our young people are growing up in the best environment possible. So, ladies and gentlemen, it has been an absolutely fabulous evening. Thank you so much. Please do, I forgot to actually say, I've got a poetry book. It's one of my first poetry books in 2007 called 7 Shades of Love. It's a collection of poems that explore love, loss, joy, and forgiveness. Not just my poems, but poems from people all over the world. And it looks at the 7 different colours of the rainbow, and it's Eastern and Western themes or meanings behind them. So that's 7 Shades of Love. All of these books are available at the Conscious Dreams Bookshop, www.Conscious Dreams Bookshop, and also available on all, trying to type and speak at the same time, also available at all good retailers. No, I spelled bookshop wrong. Let me try again. www.consciousdreamsbookshop.com. There you go. I'm glad you really enjoyed that. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you to those who've not tuned in before and you've tuned in for the first time. I hope you do come back next week, because next week I have another amazing guest. She is just 11 years old and she has written a beautiful book called Amma and the Lost Key. Look at her. She is adorable. How can you not want to? This is her name's Sarah Keto. And this is her not first, not second, not third, but 4th book that she's published. And she donates all her money to charity. She lives in Croydon, and she donates her money to Centrepoint homeless charity that helps homeless people in Croydon, as well as her local church who help homeless people in Croydon. And she's also helped to refurbish libraries in schools in Ghana. This girl is beyond phenomenal, and you know, there's so many young people doing amazing things, and it just needs more coverage, more support. She's got a book launch coming up on the 6th of April at Croydon Library. Just pop over to it's all over my social media, Sarah Keto. Please do, if you can, come and support and let people know, because we want young people to know that they can achieve their dreams. They can achieve whatever they want to. As a young person, the very first book I created is this. I was 10 years old, you know, I hand drew everything. It's when I used to like art, little pop-up books, but I never would have thought, I don't know what happened there. These are snails doing a race with a cat with 8 arms. Don't know what's happening there either. But I created this with my own ISBN here as well. I've got to show you. There you go. When I was 8 years old, and someone like Sarah Keto or someone like Tiana, another young girl that we've published, they would have, Tiana's here, they would have been my absolute inspirations, but I didn't see I didn't read books. I didn't see books that featured characters that looked like me or represented me culturally. And I just surely didn't see authors that look like me. So it's about changing the narrative. It's about creating opportunities, and it's about just ensuring, you know, our voices are heard. Our slogan is "We transform diverse writers into successful published authors." That's authors from all over the world. I'm especially interested in working with what people who feel that their voices haven't been heard or aren't getting heard, or maybe they're underrepresented. That's where a lot of my passion lies, because I know what that was like as a young person. But anyway, all that to say, please do support Sarah Keto, her beautiful book, Amara and the Lost Key, set in Ghana. All of the proceeds of all of her books go to charity. See you next week, 7 p.m. GMT, 2 p.m. EST on Between the Covers. Happy World Poetry Day. Bye.